Okay. And so he raised the cows, he raised the hogs, cows on the farm, had his horses, mules, and they came up. At that time, people didn't eat fried chickens in the wintertime. So you had raised the chickens in the summertime. You had to set the eggs, mother set the eggs, hatched them in, then the hen lays the egg. Then he thought about it, saying, "Well, have a brooder house." He had this brooder set up so he could raise the chicken, the little chicken in the winter months, and it was freezing cold. And then in the wintertime, we had fried chicken. And then he had the cows there, he could milk the cows, and to get the milk and butter, and you take that and bring it back and set it up and form cream. After cream come on there, turn that around, make butter out of that. And so then he had a mill pond back at the farm. And so that he could go down and catch fish. He learned how to make the traps to catch the fish. And they catch the fish, he'll bring them back home for a week to eat. And so then he came on and bought the farm. Everybody worked hard together, all 12 people there. So my granddaddy, Rufus Jackson, he was the one that loaned my daddy the money to buy the farm. He used to rob the business and buy the farm. So he bought a 157-acre farm, and that's where he raised all that stuff.
Okay.
All right. Bruce, how do you come to this area? What brought you to this area, sir?
Huh?
What brought you to this area?
Supportive.
What brought your father to this area?
Who brought him to the dairy?
No, what brought him to this area?
Why did
Why did he come
born
here?
in
Oh,
Surrey?
he was born around in this area. He was born in Surrey County, Virginia. But that's not too far from here. The Surrey is about, I say,
Wakefield is in part of
15
Surrey
to 20
and
miles
Suffolk.
from here. See, because when we go to school, we could go to any school in the county because we had to go through 3 counties before we got home. So and the superintendent of the school told Ralph, said, "Your children go in the school that you would send them to." So out of my family, we went to Surrey South at Southampton School.
Okay, thank you.
Jackson, such as where did he come from? Why did he end up in Surrey? What year was he born? What was his wife like? And the number of children and occupation.
Okie doke. Well, now, originally, my grandfather came from South Hill, Virginia. He migrated up to Wakefield when he found out that he was black. Well, then he didn't know it. His mother's name was Alice, and his mother, all of Grandpa and his sisters, they named one child Alice after his mother. Now, he married Emma Rose Connor. She was from also Surrey County. She had 7 children, but only 6 survived. My mother was the 5th child. Her name was Carrie Ann Elizabeth. And of course, he had 1,001 grandchildren. Me being one of them. But you know, they were farmers and they had a lot of rainy days. My grandpa was a very prosperous peanut farmer. And he ruled his roost with an iron fist. Mostly he had girls, but those girls went in the field just like everybody else. In the winter, they went up to Virginia State. In the summer, they worked in the field. And of course, quite a few of them, my mother included, migrated north to teach school. And of course, that's where I come in, from the north of Wakefield. But Grandpa, he caught me and my brothers pulling huckleberries off the bushes in the woods, because my mother sent us there every summer Boy, I thought he was gonna kill us. Breaking those bushes off, won't no huckleberries be there next year? He was having a fit about that. Plus, he said, when he picked watermelons, if he had a small one, we thought it was the greatest thing that he would give us a whole watermelon all by ourselves. That was big fun. My grandmother, Emma, who was his first wife, her mother survived her, and her name was Eve Boykins. She lived to be 107. I think what kept her here so long, she had a little corn liquor toddy and a pipe every day. That kept her here 107 years. Oh, boy. There are so many things I could say about Grandpa. His hogs, his cows, and his horses, and his children. My grandfather always owned automobiles, and he never drove one. He also had a Gulf gas tank on the farm for his equipment, his peanut picker and his tractors. When his crops were in, Grandpa loaned his machinery and his children out to other farmers, because Grandpa collected, though, you know. Children didn't, not in that day. I remember I told him one day when I was a little teeny girl that I wanted some peanuts. He says, okay. He took me by the hand down to the barn, and I got about 3 peanuts in my little hand. And I came back, and my mother said, yeah, I guess he did let you go in the barn, but he don't let nobody go in his peanut barn. But he knew you couldn't hold nothing in your hand. That's why he took that. And another thing, Grandpa was really a smart man. The woman that raised him, which I said, he didn't know his true racial identity. She taught him to read and write. So, of course, he was able to be the farmer he was. Plus, he was judge of election in Surry County. He was very respected. One of my younger aunt's husband got arrested for speeding one Saturday night. He had no money, so he sent a buddy 5 miles in the country to the farm to Grandpa to get some money, I suppose. The name of the sheriff in Wakefield was Harry Harris. When the friend went down to my grandfather, Grandpa said, tell Mr. Harris to turn him loose. I'll be down there Monday morning. Just like that. That's what kind of word my grandpa had. I remember when I was 16, one of my aunts gave me a check for $2, but that was a lot of money to me. I went to the bank to cash it. ID was an unheard of thing. Well, do you know anybody here? Because I'm a stranger down here. I said, yeah, Rufus Jackson's my grandfather. No problem. Give me that $2. The only thing I liked about coming down here under protest every summer was to go to my Aunt Eva's so that I could be with Portia and all my other cousins. There I had a ball. We used to go to the movies, Mickey Mouse, Tom Mix, those things. When I come down here in the summer, I would do everything I'd seen in the movies for my cousins. I was the movie star. But, and poor Grandpa, I don't even know what to say, I tell you. I remember when he was on his deathbed, and I said, Grandpa, do you know me? He said, yeah. I said, what's my name? He said, Puddin' and Ting. I have lots and lots of fond memories of him, but everything isn't coming to mind at the moment. But nevertheless, my mother was the 5th child, and I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and I'm the oldest. Sorry to say, the 3 of them are deceased. Yeah, 3 brothers and a sister, they're all gone. Nobody here but me. But I've got a wonderful nephew I couldn't want for a better son, if I had a son, than my nephew. I call him my son.
When we go in the hospital, for 7 kids, you shot 12 kids, everyone in the hospital, they went home.